There's a big flash behind us. My dad says, don't look behind you. It's me and my sister sitting in the back seat. We look behind us, a bomb dropped 50 yards behind us and the bridge is going down.
It's funny how big the numbers sound, because I thought $1 million was a lot until I did $1 million in sales and then realized it's nothing. Margins are 2%, and it's like, oh shit, I made 20 grand this year and I did $1 million. I signed $1 million worth of checks on both the front and the back.
They finally let you out the office?
I know, right?
Neither of you look like you've seen the sun in a long time.
Hey, welcome to Dallas, huh? You seen Brian?
He's taking a nap.
Man, repping the bold hat. I like it. Texas.
And let me tell you what, the reason why we're in Dallas today, our content with Growing Bold got us this meeting.
No, for sure, 110%. I can't tell you how many times I thought, like, man, if I could just get in front of somebody that's done 100 million, it's done $1 billion from nothing, like figured it out like 7 months ago. My accountant said, dude, you should not do that. Don't spend your money. It's just vanity. Ben, accountant Ben, I love you, buddy. You do a lot of amazing
Ben almost
things.
didn't have me hired.
Yeah, dude, Ben didn't want the guy behind the camera hired.
Thanks a lot, Ben.
Because crunching numbers and said it doesn't make sense. Don't spend the money on doing all this extra branding. It's cool, but it's not going to close business. Does it close business, Steve?
100%.
Right here.
All right, you guys are in the middle of the road, by the way, just so you know. Hey, how you doing?
Very good. How you doing?
Hey, pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you. Sharp, you guys look good. We've only been here since December 4th. This is all getting done next 4 weeks. It's going to be a slide. So
No
after you're
way.
done watching a movie, you literally come down the slide. Mario, whose idea was a slide?
You were the initial one.
You know, you never lose the kid side of you, right?
No.
You got a couple items here with MJ, with Gretzky, with Magic. This painting here that took a while for this to get finalized.
I want to talk to other successful entrepreneurs who have interesting, unique, genuine stories that I can ask questions and literally learn from you, and therefore then the audience learns. So through me, I'm giving value back, and then also showing what we're doing and how we're doing it. I know what PHP is. I know what Valuetainment is. I've seen a ton of your content, but for those 1 or 2 people in the entire world that don't know who you are and what your companies are, what do you do?
So I run a financial firm. So I'll tell you how this whole thing got started.
Yeah.
I get out of the military. I was originally born and raised in Iran, lived there for 10 years. Khomeini dies June 3rd, 89. We escaped. I go to Germany. I live at a refugee camp for 2 years, which was wild. And then that's when I first learned how to sell. At the refugee camp, I was selling. And so from there, I come to the States, November 28, 1990. It's amazing. I'll never forget that day. I said, Mom, where is Rocky? She says, what do you mean, where's Rocky? I said, we're in America, Mom. Where's Rocky? I want to see Rocky. You know, where is everybody? You know, I'm looking around, I don't see Rocky. To me, it's such an innocent feeling. You thought everybody was a Hollywood star. Literally, we thought everybody was a Hollywood star. I had a 1.8 GPA. I was not a kid that did good in school. After high school, I joined the Army, went into the Army for a few years at the 101st Airborne. I got out, had no idea what I originally wanted to do career-wise. I didn't know I was going to get into bodybuilding, and it didn't work that way. You know, I met a girl named Janvier, and she'd pick me up in a different car every time, and I would say, man, what do you do? She said, I work at Morgan Stanley. At that time, my resume was Haagen-Dazs, was Bob's Big Boy, was Burger King, was Army and Bally's. That's it.
Wow.
I don't have a fancy resume, right? So I changed my resume's cover letter, and you know how you go to schools and they say, write your resume like this. I said, screw this, it's not gonna work. I changed the resume to cover letter at the top. I put the best joke I had at the time, okay? And underneath the joke, I said, if you're laughing, this is exactly how my clients are gonna feel when they do business with me. They're gonna love me. If you want someone like me part of your team, call me. When we were in Iran and we were getting bombed on, the only savior for us was humor. Wow. So we had to laugh too. I mean, what are you going to do? Laugh it off. We're getting bombed. Ha ha ha. You know, it didn't hit us. and you joke and you go to the next one. That's the only outlet you have.
Wow.
The only outlet you have is to laugh. I mean, you realize the value of laughter. So I faxed it out to 100 places, TD Waterhouse, Morgan, Merrill, Schwab. I even sent it to Goldman Sachs. Goldman would never hire me, but I sent it to everybody. I have no idea who Goldman is. I just saw, here's a list of financial firms.
Right.
And then next thing you know, I get 30 calls. You know, out of the 30 calls, 15 were just calling to say, very creative approach. We like it, the joke is hilarious, but you're not qualified. 3 different offices took me to the last interview and offered me a job. I chose the one that was closest to me. And then in October of 2009, you know, we started PHP Agency with 60 agents out of Northridge, California.
Where did valuetainment come from? Because that's a whole other, like, I see how it's related, but I can see how it doesn't seem related at all.
So originally, I would make CDs. Okay, and then I had these CDs I would make, and everybody wanted them. And so next thing you know, it would become a fight. You know, I got Pat's CDs, and you know, hey, I'm in Canada, and I'm listening to your CDs, and they would send me my. Are you ever going to make more CDs? I'm like,
what was on the CDs? Like
just stuff on, you know, selling, motivation, how to make phone calls, all these stuff that were on these CDs. Mario suggested, hey, why don't we start doing some videos? We start writing everything down. So okay, we bring value. We entertain, and it's starting to become a movement. How about we call it value for value, just basic value. Tain is entertain.
Yep.
Mint was movement. So valuetainment, and we name it valuetainment.
The challenge that I'm actually going through right now is we're having so much growth. Gune to November, we doubled the size of the company. We've probably increased another 25% in the last 2 months, and we've just closed a bunch of new contracts. We're gonna probably increase it by another quarter or a third in the next 2 months. The biggest challenge I'm having right now is like, okay, this is awesome, all this is great. Now I got to make sure that we've got the infrastructure, the talent. Did you experience growing pains like that as you started to build this?
Yes. So let me ask you, who's your chief operating officer right now?
Me.
So who's the CEO?
Me.
Got it. So now let me ask you, personality type, which one are you more? Are you more the CEO or more COO? Your personality type.
CEO.
Okay, you will realize 90% of your headache is going to be operations.
Right.
90% of what keeps you up at night is operations. Because if you had the operation problem solved, you can do what you're good at, and that'll, you know, and so when you're wondering, saying, should I hire this guy? He's a $200,000 a year guy, and he wants equity, and he wants this, and he wants bonus, and he wants this. Oh my gosh, this is too much. I'm giving up too much. It's worth every penny. People you know, they have your COO.
Yeah, it's networking.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you don't tell anybody what you're looking for, no one's ever going to find it for you.
Step 1 is knowing exactly who you need.
Right.
Then it's networking.
Is there a thing that you know that makes somebody a good fit culturally? Because obviously it sounds like a lot of it is the buy-in, making sure they're a part of the team.
Well, you got to connect with whoever it is, COO or CEO, right? You got to connect with who you're going to be working with. The connection has to be there with the two of you. If there isn't a personality connection, it's problematic.
Yeah.
So it's a good
We want to head out? Okay. Yeah, we're going to go to a nice place. These guys take care of us. They're good.
As a kid, were you like, I'm gonna make it, like, you know, driving around in Rolls? Now you
Not
never.
at all.
When did you ever say, consciously, I want to live that lifestyle, I want to be there?
This Rolls for me was, you know, I remember going to Iran and we'd go to the Shah's castle. It was a museum. He had multiple Rolls Royces that were given to him. I said, you know what? It'd be kind of cool if one day I got a Rolls Royce. By the way, do you see the black marks on the back of my seat or no? That's my kid, Dylan, who I tell him 1,000,000 times, don't put your shoes on there.
Oh, no.
As they're getting in, they say this, yes, Daddy, we know, don't touch the white, don't touch the white.
What would you say to somebody that maybe is struggling as an entrepreneur and maybe they're not going to make it, to align themselves with a CEO to propel their career, and it's okay, you don't have to be a CEO?
So Tom, he worked for Sprint PCS, and when Sprint PCS decided to come out with their cell phone, Tom came out with the first campaign of $99.99 unlimited. So then he says, I want to try being a CEO. He becomes a CEO of GoTV, he's not happy. They sell it. Then he goes and becomes a founder by himself of a digital publishing company. He hates it. Then one day he and I are having a talk together, and he says to me, Pat, it took me 50 years to realize I'm a very good number 2. I hate being a number 1. but I'm the best number 2 you'll ever find.
Right.
All of us have a skills orientation where maybe we're math oriented, maybe we're logic oriented, maybe we're communication and logic together. It makes us great salespeople. So we have a skill orientation that we were born with. Oh, he's always been so good at math. Well, there's another orientation, a second orientation, and it is you're either an originator, you're an organizer, or you're an operator. And the originator are like true serial entrepreneurs. They're already starting things. An organizer is the ones that immediately come alongside, like the second, third people that joined Microsoft. So if you have a mathematic aptitude and a passion for financial services, and you are an organizer, you get Patrick Bet-David. Right? Now, over time, there's a third dynamic. And the third dynamic is basically all of the human parts and the stresses that go with that. For me, I discovered, having been a number 1, been a number 16, I know enough about what it is to be a CEO and a founder to say, I know what you're feeling. There's a slice of me that knows exactly what he's going through, and that, that's his lane to drive, and that's his passion. That's where he wants to be. So I'm going to make him successful doing that, as well as scale the company. Go hang out with the incubators and the accelerators and the Y Combinators and saying, I've got a passion for this space and I got aptitudes here, but I'm not kidding myself. I'm not going to walk into anybody with a business plan and get it funded. But you know what? I think this space is freaking insane and interesting, and I'd love to join teams there. Just know who you are.
Right.
Know exactly who you are.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a number 2, a good number 2. Everybody. Most number 1s think everybody wants to be a number 1, and they don't. There's going to be a lot of these pivots that needs to be made, because there is somebody in the world today that is thinking about creative ways to put you out of business.
Yeah.
That's the world of capitalism. There are thousands of people today that are thinking about putting marketing agencies out of business, insurance companies out of business, restaurants out of business, car dealerships out of business, gas stations out of business. Everyone's thinking, how can I eliminate you and replace you with my idea?
Yeah.
So what's the vision? What's next for you guys?
We're going to keep growing the company. People that we're now doing some business with, working with, investing in the company, clearly we're doing something right, or those things wouldn't happen. My mindset is so much bigger to where it's not like, okay, can we get to the 10 million mark? All right, can we get to the 15? Already in my mind, we haven't hit 100 million yet. We're going to do it. And now I'm like, okay, like that's now small. We're really doing what works. We're gaining traction. If we can compete with companies that have 10 times the assets, resources, talent, and we're winning, well, man, if we can get 10 times bigger, where are we going to be?
By the way, a lot of time people ask questions about where our ideas come from. I think it'd be cool to kind of see this. Where did I put the key card here?
I have mine here.
Let me see if I got mine.
Sir, do you have a badge for that door?
I'm about to get one, sir, with your permission.
When you were a kid, you're in Iran, you go to the refugee camp, come to America, you don't know anybody. How much of who you are today is based off of that experience?
One time I remember we were escaping Tehran, and that day we got bombed. The number was 167 times in one day. We're driving over this bridge, and all of a sudden there's a big flash behind us. My dad says, don't look behind you. It's me and my sister sitting in the back seat. We look behind us, a bomb dropped 50 yards behind us, and the bridge is going down, and he's driving. I mean, I'm 7, 8 years old when this happened. That stays, so you're afraid, am I gonna see tomorrow, am I gonna live tomorrow? So that makes you be so grateful for us that, listen, something bad happens, a bad partnership, or we lost something. Somebody, listen, we didn't get bombed on today, bro. We're okay, guys. Let's just get back to work. You have a job, I have a job. We can work. Laws are free. You're free. I'm free. We're okay. Everything's going to work out. So that also gives you a level of optimism and things into perspective. So when something very, very bad happens, it's not as bad as you think it is. It's helped me when I'm in my dark side and I'm insecure and have these fears, and you know, I come home one night and we're in business for 9 months and our savings, all my savings is depleted. Everything on credit cards. I've never once missed a payroll. We're on the last $13,000. I come home that night, my wife had a miscarriage. She's in bed crying. It's our first miscarriage. We've just been married for 12 months and our anniversary happens and she has a miscarriage. I have no idea what to do. I'm praying, I'm talking, I'm asking, I'm trying every single thing. And I just said, I don't know if I'm cut out to do this. You know, maybe I'm not supposed to be a CEO. You know, maybe I'm just a good sales guy. Maybe I'm not a guy that can be a CEO. honestly, that night, it was a very difficult following day to get up and go to work.
Yeah.
But I said, look, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my part. And I know I can control my part. I'm gonna go there early, I'm gonna stay late, I'm gonna compete, I'm gonna give a fight, and I'm gonna keep fighting, and eventually things are gonna work out. And it did. Following week, we got a $100,000 check that saved us from AIG. You know, we can act all hard and tough and, oh, you know, I'm Patrick, but I'm this. I almost threw in the towel that day.
Wow.
And let me tell you, I was this close. Most people have no idea how close I was.
Really?
I really doubted myself that day.
What's the thing that got you up that next day and still take action?
When you hit that point, you kind of need to reflect and just say, I control my part, I'm gonna do my part, and as long as I do, you know, I'll leave the rest to the world. But I don't want to fail because I was afraid of doing my part.
Yeah.
That part, I'm not going to live with that. There are no limitations on how big of an income you can make. There's no limitations on how big of a business you can build. There are no limitations on how hard we can work, how much we can improve, how many books we can read. The limitations are not on us. The only limitations are if you make the enemy bigger than it really is, then you have turned the monster bigger. He's not that big as you think he is. It is an imagination. He is just as afraid of you as you are of him. Take the thought off that, put the focus on the vision, and let's get to work. Fellas, this has been a blast, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you guys coming out. All right. 1, 2.